This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You're watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
So Sky Sports have just released that an extended period of negotiations between Anthony Joshua and Kubrat Pulev has been requested and, by looks of it, accepted by the IBF. Now, it does look like it will be Joshua versus Kubrat Pulev, as I said plenty of times before without going too much deeper into it. That is the logical one as far as potentially getting a vacant world title back if Joshua has to vacate either IBF or WBO. Quite clearly, if he vacates the WBO and Alexander Usyk gets his hands on it, then Usyk is more likely to unify with Anthony Joshua, whereas Kubrat Pulev, he won't. Okay, he'll just sit on that title and carry on fighting the Rydell Bookers and Bogdan Dinus of the world. Okay, so that's what's going on right now, that Anthony Joshua, Kubrat Pulev, these guys have extended the negotiation talks. So quite clearly, the talks are not going as well as maybe what they thought or maybe what they had hoped. Now, it would not surprise me at all if Bob Arum just declines whatever offer comes through, just declines it point blankly, because what he's going to want is for it to go to purse bid. And he may win the purse bid and then take Anthony Joshua to America and take on Kubrat Pulev, or to Bulgaria, wherever it may be. Now, ultimately, is that really going to be an issue? I don't think so. But this is what happens when it's a mandatory, because there is a deadline and there is a set amount. Now, for the IBF, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong on this one, because I know it definitely was at one point, was that the challenger, as in Kubrat Pulev, will get 25%. But I have heard that they may have upped it to 35%. So again, correct me if I'm wrong on any of this one. So that would be the standard rate. Now, what Anthony Joshua is going to want to do, as he does with all his fights, which is a logical thing to do, is he's going to want a rematch clause just in case things go pear-shaped. But as it's mandatory, you don't have to accept a rematch clause. So there's probably a very good chance that Pulev and Bob Arum will not put a rematch clause in there, which is their prerogative. They don't have to. But the point is that while it's quite easy from the outside to say, well, okay, so if it is 25%, well, you're getting 25%, we're getting 75%, the deal's done, right? It's a case of who's going to be promoting the event. Is it going to be Bob Arum or is it going to be Eddie Hearn? If it's going to be Bob Arum, of course, he could then put it on ESPN, which he probably will if he won the purse bid. He will then set up the arena as to where it's going to be, what location, and all that kind of thing, as well as UK rights, because this is the only time that Anthony Joshua is not contracted to fight on Sky Sports. All voluntaries, whether that be a unification or just a voluntary defence of any of his world titles, he must fight on Sky Sports. But in a mandatory position, if his team loses a purse bid, they don't have to choose Sky Sports. So Bob Arum could go with a UK broadcast of BT Sport. It could happen. And it probably will happen, to be fair. So anyway, that's what's going on. That Team Pulev and Team Joshua have extended the negotiation period until the 31st of January. But again, maybe they've asked for this, as in Team Joshua have asked for this as well, because they're actually negotiating with Alexander Usyk. And it's a case of whichever one has the best deal, or whichever one is going to come first. I'm presuming that they're still going to be talking with the IBF and the WBO to say, okay, listen, you guys need to be deciding which one is next. But they're both saying, well, we're next. So that's going to be a bit of a problem. IBF, WBO, these guys just don't want to talk. Now, I know some people say, but they're not going to strip Anthony Joshua. He's a cash cow. Well, the IBF have stripped countless cash cows in the past. They've stripped Canelo. They've stripped Triple G. They've stripped Tyson Fury. So they have no issues with stripping Anthony Joshua. You could say it's brutal, but these are the rules. And if these are their rules, then they adhere by them. And you have to give them respect for that. But anyway, that's what's going on. An extended period until January the 31st has been put in place for Anthony Joshua and Kubrat Pulev to complete talks about their next fight. If not, it's going to go to purse bid. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.